Struggling tonight. Now, I know I told y'all the struggle was real. Being in a hotel, trying to stick with being consistent with yourself. No, it is their service. That's what it is. Yeah, because I keep getting this error, and then that's when everything goes bad. So, okay, let me get close to finishing this. So, this, and then, ooh, I think it could be the powers that be, because they do not want me to talk about black people supporting. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane, and I don't doubt it. But whatever, we still gonna do this. I'm recording it, so I will re-record the whole show from memory and scratch, just so that I can go ahead and redo this, because y'all wrong. Y'all ain't did this the whole time. Some cold wording, but this podcast is just for us. So it ain't for y'all anyway. So you don't need to be mad that we over here talking collectively about purchasing from other black people. Anyhow, why black businesses fail, but when I give y'all these statistics, 20% of all businesses fail in the first 12 to 18 months. 80% of black businesses fail within the first 12 to 18 months. Only 4% of black businesses leave the startup foe. Can you say it with me? Foe. What kind of heads you got? Foe. So when you lack the ability, because you have the desire, remember we pulling things up by the bootstraps. My bootstrap says I worked a hard job, I saved money to put into my something that should get me out of my, instead of making you rich, provide for my family, create legacy, and leave lineage for that succession of family that I leave behind me. Right? Because that's what pulling us by the bootstrap, pulling up ourselves by the bootstraps, right? That's what that looks like. Hard work, grit, doing all the things, start your own business, buy your own, doing all. All right. So when we do that, I'm not going to even address this today. No research. I don't think anybody opens a business with no research. I just don't think it's efficient, adequate, substantive, you know the word I'm trying to say because I can't say it. Poignant enough. I don't think it's the research that will be qualified to help you in probably any kind of way other than ingredients, right? To put into something. Insufficient funds, he says. Well, yeah, it's really hard to only have a dream unless you're an artist. But even that requires paint, and paint ain't cheap because I know I have an artist. I created one. His name's Sterling. Paint ain't cheap. Brushes ain't cheap. The only thing that's cheap is a canvas. But when you get into the type of art he was doing, those aren't cheap either. So it's kind of hard. Failure to adapt. Yes, but it's also hard to a principle, an ideology, a model, a revenue model, or anything when I'm not structured the same that your business, the way in which your business is structured. Family member, not business partner. Well, you know, when I lack resources, having a go with this, it minimizes risk because it's two of us doing it versus just me by myself. And if I find in a family member or a partner or whomever something that has equal like mine for a said goal, what's the harm in that? They do it. Now the problem is contractually when and or if you should fall out with said partner, whereas they have something contractually in place, we typically do not. That typically causes the demise or the failure of a business. No consistent vision. Well, when you're always scrambling to make all the ends meet, to make the vision make the sense, you lack long-term vision. True, because you're in the day-to-day grind, like most of all of us in our day-to-day grind, to where we can't foresee 2 years from now I'll be the such and such and such and such, or I'll be a YouTuber with 30,000. Girl, how? Why? No, that's unrealistic. Whereas when you have support, and I mean financial backing and all the others, it is easy to make projections like so. So, vision is hard to come by when you lack resources and support to help you create a clear plan or vision for success. Failure to diversify. It's hard to diversify a product when I'm trying to get something off the dang ground. What am I diversifying? Let's just say all I do is fried chicken. It'd be diversified. It can't. Knock it off. No experience. Well, there you have it. It's kind of hard to have experience in having a dream. Sort of what it is. I'm the first. It's not to say that there isn't a blueprint somewhere, but how many black people are the recipient of an ironclad 100% fail-safe blueprint for said business, this business, that business? Very, 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 very few of us. Again, you heard the statistics. Therefore, there's no reason to be silly and believe that we got a roadmap to any of this. So our lack of experience, we are learning on the job, where they're being able to use the capital that they bring on to hire analysts, to hire outside third-party sources to help their business thrive. Failure to provide good customer service. Well, let's get to that, because when, again, you can hire someone to come in and versus I can barely even afford to hire a staff. I am getting my little cousin, the young lady down the street, whomever is willing to work. Probably not the best work environment, you know. So their care about giving in, pouring into this business like they have or feel some bit of ownership, like a Nordstrom worker or a Chick-fil-A worker, will lack. Many people are family members in the state of California. Family works for you. You don't have to pay them with any type of W-2 or whatever it is. Don't take, I'm not giving y'all no financial advice. Let me be very clear. But family-owned businesses are a thing. Everybody don't have to be an employee who has to file a tax and do all. It's coming to the family. You work for the family. And that's my way around a lot of things. So some people want to call it under the table. You know what I'm saying? But no. Under the table is when they ain't related to you. Neither here nor there. That's how that looks, right? So the customer service thing, it is very hard to attract and attain good talent. All of the beneficial packages that other companies, businesses, restaurants, whatever it is, can offer. You're going to get the non-creme de la creme. You're going to get the soot at the bottom of the cup, okay? So there you have that. Failure to market online. Again, with all of these social media resources, I need to check this article's date because I don't think that that's the case. This is some years, this 4 years, 3 years ago. 4 years ago, because we're in 2025. Ooh, big mommy, been out. So yeah, there you have that. People are marketing online now. Not going to say campaign, and I know how to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just here to talk to y'all. Maybe somebody will stumble upon this, and then they'll feel great, and then things are great. Lack of leadership. I think when the leadership is the one giving their blood, sweat, and tears, they don't have time to lead in many instances. If they covered in flour, oil, and grease, they've been up for 15 hours a day. They make one hell of a product, but that's really all they know how to do. Running a company is totally different from baking. So, point of failure. That's an ignorant statement. I do understand what he's trying to say, but when you lack leadership, who is there? Like, why would anybody? What do you mean a lack of followership? Who are they following, right? Because that kind of was self-explanatory. I don't like giving 18 points as to why your black businesses fail. So I say grace. I lead with grace. Grace is always going to be the key. That's the only way we about to get anything, any kind of way. Giving grace because God gives it to us. And when we don't deserve it, we all be like, oh, like, I know I deserve that. You know, and you get a little, you know, God hand you a little Twinkie. You like, hey, I'm his favorite, right? Because you know you didn't deserve no Twinkie. But you got one. He gave you one. So take that. Pay it forward. My on purpose statement. So in closing, guys, thank y'all for dealing with this crazy challenge that I told y'all that we was gonna work on. But I appreciate y'all being the love. Because next Tuesday